All right, welcome to today's training on PMS. So PMS is one of those things that I hear a lot from all different ranges of ages of people, from younger to older women. So I just wanted to make this training so that we could get some of this stuff cleared out and you could have some success and not have such bad PMS. So what happens the week before your period is your estrogen levels naturally drop. And that's just simply in preparation for, whether you are pregnant or whether your body's going to start its period, the estrogen levels drop, and that's just a natural thing. So if you are experiencing pretty extreme PMS, then we know that your estrogen levels have dropped even more so than they really should have dropped. And so then that's when you're experiencing that people will have extreme pain, throwing up, crazy mental stuff, all of this kind of thing taking place, simply because their estrogen levels have gone out of balance even more than they naturally should. So a good indicator as to what's going to happen the week before your period is what has happened and taken place the weeks before. So you have those 3 weeks before your period that are going to tell your brain and your body what to do and how much estrogen to drop, or how much to decrease the estrogen levels that week before. So let me just give you a quick rundown of what's going on. So here's your body, and down here in the ovaries is where your estrogen is produced, okay? So estrogen is produced down there, but it also, down in this area, is also the seat of so many emotions, especially the emotion of guilt. That's one that likes to sit right in the ovaries. And so also fears and things like that come from down below. But when we understand that in this part of the body, not just hormonal things are taking place, there's emotional things taking place just as well, then you can see how this influences whether you have a good month of PMS or a bad month. And that's what I want to show you. So your body decides how much estrogen to produce based on the message that it gets from your brain. So your brain tells the body what to do down here. And the way that you can tell what's going on down or in your brain is because your body's going to let you know what's happening. Like you could tell, like if I'm PMSing pretty bad, then I know that there was some messages that came from up here that told my body, okay, produce either too much estrogen or too little estrogen, but something happened. It all started up here is where the messages all start. That's where all chemical messages start. And so this is where you can gain your power back over your PMS. So what happens is when your body feels safe, when your brain feels safe, it can keep your estrogen at a proper or even an increased level of estrogen. So thoughts that are safe increase the estrogen. And this is a good sign for that week before your period when you're PMSing, because if you have higher levels of estrogen, I mean, obviously not extreme, like we're not talking about estrogen dominance, but when you have a nice level of estrogen the other 3 weeks of the month, then when the week your period comes and you're about to drop estrogen levels, it just doesn't drop as far. It has some resource to pull from. So then your symptoms just definitely aren't as bad. And so thoughts that create safety increase your estrogen levels, and thoughts of unsafe, obviously, decrease your estrogen levels. And so what we want to do is be able to go totally internally and ask ourselves, okay, so this last month, I had crazy period. I had bad PMS, felt sick. I was up all night with the pain. What happened the 3 weeks before that? Were you having lots of thoughts that created an unsafe environment, which then caused your body to decrease the amounts of estrogen. So estrogen is really only needed if you're going to reproduce. And so when things are dangerous and there's not safety, in your environment, and that's all created in your thoughts, then your estrogen levels get out of whack, and it doesn't necessarily, your body doesn't want to reproduce. It knows that that's a dangerous thing to do. And so if you're continually having thoughts about things being stressful, all of the low self-esteem, all of that kind of stuff, that if you had a bad month with that, then you'll know, okay, I'm probably either I already had or I'm going to have. And so if you've had that bad period, that that there was lots of negative stuff going on in your head those 3 weeks before. So I'm going to give you some strategies. So what it really comes down to, yes, diet does influence it. Yes, other things do influence it, but it really comes down to these very basic things is what you actually believe about yourself. So basically, your thoughts about yourself are what determine your estrogen levels. And so going internally and asking yourself, what literally did I think about myself this month? And the months that I have bad PMS, it's always like, I'm an awful mom. I am not good at helping my clients. I can't even keep a stinking house clean. I'm a mental case. Like these are things that I actually say. I'm fat. I can't even pick out an outfit. I mean, the list could go on. And then for sure, if I've done that all month, that's so threatening to my estrogen levels that I always have a bad period. Like that's just the way it would be. And once I discovered this and I was like, oh, holy cow, like those thoughts that I have about myself are so critical to just what happens in my body that I need to ask this. I need to assess what I'm actually thinking about myself every day. Like there shouldn't go a day that I'm just like letting my brain haphazardly take over what it thinks about me. So the question you always just want to ask is, look at your thoughts about yourself and then just ask your brain why. Like, why do you think that? Why do you think you're fat? Why do you think that you're an awful mom? And call it out, like ask it why. Make it tell you why it thinks these things. And then ask if it's true. Are those thoughts actually true? Like literally 100% true. Is the thought that I'm a crappy mom 100% true? If it's not, then you can go in and be like, okay, brain, like this is ridiculous. But you really want to find out what it's telling you first, and then start asking if it's true. If it's not true, then you can disregard it. You can just see your brain as a liar and pass it on, right? I try to make a joke of my brain when I'm like, okay, there you go lying to me again. I'm so, I don't want to hear it. Like you're just trying to mess with me now. And I have this internal conversation. But if you want your estrogen levels, so basically if you want better, health overall for all that estrogen has to offer you, you're going to want to do this every single day. This is critical. This is something that you really want to see. What am I actually thinking about myself every single day? What's influencing it? And this is exactly in my 3-month program it's not only this, we start here and we go into more and more depth to find what are some of those underlying fears that you have that's influencing this? Where's some of the guilt? Where is the shame, and how do we reverse any of that kind of stuff? So if you're ready to go into more depth, then make sure that you really reach out to me, because this is critical. And then there's so much more depth and so much more healing that gives you the power back into your own body, and you have so much more to offer. I mean, not only yourself, but everybody in your life. You're just better, in much better health with better estrogen levels. So if you're ready for that, then make sure you message me or follow the link below to get started. And we do that 3 months of holistic coaching where I take everything I've done with clients for the past 10, 12 years as a holistic health practitioner. I teach you those methods so that you can naturally heal yourself. So, All right, let me know if you have any questions, but otherwise go get your PMS under control. All right, talk to you later. Bye.